Well, hello everybody. I am Recie Myers and I'm on the inside today. It's raining, raining, raining. It's been raining all day today. So, no, I am not going to walk in the rain. And it's a little nippy outside, so I'm just going to do the our live from from in my kitchen. So, Roland is not with me again today. He's just been under the weather, coughing and sneezing, and uh, I knew I couldn't talk him into joining me this afternoon. Anyway, yesterday I talked a little bit about what I've learned from Tony Robbins. You know, he shares all this value, and as you know, right now I'm speaking to spiritual entrepreneurs, people who are destined to be more, to do more, to make more of an impact on the lives of those around them within their family, friends, whomever. And so, as I was listening yesterday, Tony Robbins. He was talking about the ultimate success formula. You know, I'm always looking to see, well, what is it that this person does, or what does this other person? I'm looking at people who want to do more with their lives. Oh, hi, Hussein. It's been a while. Glad that you can join me today. Yes, I just said Roland normally joins me every day, but he's a little under the weather. So I'll just go on and just share what I'd learned. So he talked about the ultimate success formula. What is this formula? Well, first of all, you know, if you're doing something, if you working at a job or doing something that doesn't fulfill you, and you know that you're destined for more, want to do more, want to be more, well, you have to know what it is that you want. What is it that you want in your life? Um, and the more clear you are about that, the more you know precisely what it is that you want, the more power you have. Um, and you need to know that not just for physical. You know, some people want their physical health to be better. You know, if that's your goal, you know, you need to know that. Maybe it's financial. You know, your financial health. Maybe it's your spiritual health, or even emotional. You have to know specifically what it is that you want, because once you know, you can now enact or empower your brain to actually learn what it is you need to do. And as he was talking, he says a lot of people, yes, they read books, and that's great, but I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, knowledge is power. That's not quite right. Knowledge is potential power, because just putting all the stuff into your brain, it's not going to serve you unless you act on it. That's the point number two. You have to take action on it. Now, some people say, "Oh, I don't know what to do. You know, how do I act? What's the first thing to do?" Well, again, if you're confused about what to do, then maybe you need to go back to clarifying what it is that you want. Because once you know that, then it will automatically lead you to, okay, I think maybe I need to start here. And if you're not sure, that's the thing you need to do. Some people spend much of their lives um, chasing a living, trying to make a living, rather than trying to design their lives. You know, that's what Tony says. And often you'll hear them say, "Oh, well, I'm going to do that someday. I'm going to do it, you know, not today. I'll do it someday." And the quote, he made a quote, or I'm going to quote something that he says: "The road to someday leads to the town of nowhere. You're just wasting your time." So stop saying that. I'm going to do it someday. Someday really never comes. You have to be intentional about what it is that you want. And well, how do you get yourself to take action? How do you pull yourself out to actually take action? And what do you do first? He says it's simple. A decision. You have to make a decision. Well, hi, Charles. Glad that you can join me today. And I saw somebody else here. Yes, Hussein, you're here. Glad that you can join me. So it's very simple. If you can make a decision as to what you want, you're halfway there. Decide that you are not willing to settle for anything less than what you can be. Don't settle. And I'm on this thing about settling. That really annoys me. I know from me, my journey didn't end with being a teacher. I enjoyed it. I still am a teacher. I'm still working with kids. I'm still working with others. But I know there's more to me, and I'm on this journey looking to develop the greatness that I have within me. And my goal is to help others to discover that they too have greatness and to take action to bring it out. Some people are afraid. Fear is something that holds them back. Yeah, sometimes I get afraid. You won't believe. I mean, just look. I'm in front of the camera, and when I started this journey, I was terrified of the camera. And to get over it, I knew I had to do it more often. Do it. You do it consistently, and the more you do it, the less fearful you become, and it becomes like a habit, and the fear kind of like falls away. Like an onion, how all the layers just fall away. That's when you have that fried onion and it looks like a flower. Well, I kind of envision it like that. And I knew once I started, it was something that I could not just say, okay, well, I did it for 21 days. Okay, I did it for a month, 30 days. No, this has now become something that I am doing. This is something that I have decided that I want to do, that I'm doing. As long as I have breath, that's what I'm going to do. Because on my journey, as I learn more, and I try to implement in my life, implement the things that I'm learning, I try to share it with others as well. So some people are afraid, or they have fears of being successful. They don't know how to handle that success. Some people are fearful of just fear itself, fear of failure. And one of the things that he said, this is Tony Robbins, he says, when you fail, you can use that failure as a tool. It kind of drives you, because the more you do something, the better you become at it. And that gives you experience. So the things that you've done, okay, I've tried this, it didn't work. Some people just throw their hands up and give up. But then you say, okay, well, I tried this, it didn't work. What else can I try? Try this. Or you try something else. And that's the second point. Don't give up because you're not sure what to do next. Try something else. And he says the third thing, you can speed up the entire process. Instead of doing trial and error, which could take a long time, you can look around and look for someone who has achieved or is achieving the results that you are looking for, and then use them as a role model. Model, even if you don't know them personally, find out what is it that they're doing. Study that person. What's bringing them success? And you can use that not only for your goals, but maybe if you have a relationship with someone, or maybe even with your spouse, and it's not working, look around, find a role model of a couple whose relationship is working, and then you try to model. Find out what is it that they're doing that you can implement, or you can mirror, you can implement in your life and with your spouse, or if your significant other. He said you can take it from there and then take it to another aspect of your life, maybe in your finances. Maybe your finances aren't where you want it to be, but you don't have to let life come at you, and then before you know it, you're further and further behind. Use a role model. That can speed things up. He also says, when you look at those baseball players, they call it Hall of Fame, many, they're great. They're known for doing these great things, achieving all this greatness. But he says 7 out of 10 of them have failed. Let me see, how did he put it? Most of them have failed 7 out of 10 times. So don't let one failure knock you down. I was talking with another teacher, and she was excited and elated for me because, I'd written a book recently, and she said she started writing a book a few years back, and she took her first chapter, and she belonged to a literacy club. She told me the name. I can't remember what it was, but she turned in her draft for her first chapter to this group, and they were going to like analyze it and offer her suggestions. But she said they picked it apart so badly, it just really did something to her, and she just closed her book and she sat around and decided she was not going to do it. So I told her, don't let other people's thoughts, opinions of you determine who you are or what you are going to become, or don't let other people dictate how you should live your life. So she's gonna go back and continue her book. So once you take action, use the role model, because that's very helpful. It speeds up things. And master your brain using the science of success conditioning. That's what he says. This is what Tony Robbins says. And don't get caught up in doing all that other stuff, focusing on everything, because those are just distractions. Focus on designing your life, things that you want to do, things that you want to attract in your life. Let that drive you. Okay. Oh, hi, Laura. Glad that you can join me today. So that's what I have for you this afternoon. I don't have my notes in there. I have them on my notebook. I'll just write them up later this evening. And I thank you, those of you who stopped in and joined me. Thank you for joining. And Roland, and hopefully he'll be with me tomorrow. If not, it'll probably be next week. And if you're stopping in and catching the replay, do type #replay. And if you're joining me, I was going to say, in the description, I do have a link to storytelling, being able to tell your story, because that's where it starts, being able to tell your story, refining it, and perhaps you might even want to tell your story in a book of your own. And so that's what I have for you today. Hopefully you'll join me again tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay dry and be blessed. See you tomorrow. Bye now.